Okay, so the typical way they'll have you make a fipple on a homemade flute is they'll have you cut a notch across the end here and then, oops, have it cut a notch across where you want the base of it to be, and then cut two passages right out to the end. So you just have this notch out the end, and then they have you put a cap over it, like some kind of cap or joint material, and then trim it up into the fipple shape and use a wooden block. The way I've found to do it instead, because I usually make fipple flutes out of scrap metal, and you don't usually have fitting cap or joint material that can easily slide on, pardon me, is I'll just cut two notches here, one at the base and one at the top of where the fipple needs to be, or the fipple opening, and then I'll cut diagonally across with a hacksaw and use a screwdriver or pry bar to bust it all out. And then I'll set it in a vise against that screwdriver shaft or the shaft of a drift punch or something like that, and I'll just slightly crush it in a vise to press that metal into the path of the air passing through. And if I show you down in through there you go. You can see that it's not quite perfectly flat and there's a little bit of air loss. However, if you just go back and trim everything up with a file, it doesn't need to be pretty or perfect, but there shouldn't be any metal hanging into the airflow, into the path of the air. And then that'll give you a really pretty clean sound. Let me just do this. Sorry about that. It's not quite perfectly in tune, but it's pretty close. So this is in B flat. I made it actually to the specs of an A whistle. I've made a few of these already using metal, and I smoked earlier. My experience is I think that online instructions are intending that you're using PVC, or I just live in an area with different air pressure than everybody else or something, because all of my whistles come out a half step up. So what I actually did was make this in the key of A, and when I play it, it plays in a B flat.